Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here, and it is Wednesday the 16th of November, and can I have a rant first of all before we get on with the forecast? And just heard a piece on Radio 4's Today programme, went off about 8:45, about changing seasons. Can you believe it? Actually talking about the fact that we may lose winter for good. Anybody remember last winter at all? Do you remember it being cold? Do you remember the snow? Do you remember how cold it went? I mean, this is just crazy. Talking about pictures of Remembrance Sunday as evidence of climate change. Come on, get real, people. This is a season called autumn, where we have wide variations in temperature and the weather changes. It goes into a period of what we call winter. This really doesn't help the climate change debate whatsoever. And let me just remind you about 2009 and 2010. These are the max temps for 2009 in Birmingham. The mean temperature runs through here, look. And if you put a line through there at about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, now this is in Fahrenheit because this is off an American site, but if you run a mean temperature there, max temperature through 50, it's pretty well smack on. And let's have a look at another one then, shall we? Let's have a look at 2010. So this is last year, and run it through 50 degrees again, and lo and behold, we're way below 50 degrees. Look, late on in November last year, we saw a real dip in temperatures, -10 overnight on the 28th of November last year. So come on, let's keep it real. The idea that we've had a warm autumn this year, which means that forevermore we've lost things, nature is never going to recover, is simply absolute nonsense and nothing less. Right. Thank you for listening me on my soapbox. Now, let's have a quick look at how things change during the next few days, because we've got a fundamental shift in pattern about to take place. Major flip coming up, and it's indicated in the forecasts. This is the GFS prediction for today. So this was for midnight last night from the ensemble model, the UK under here, and this is the 500 millibar heights. Look, there's our big ridge over central northern Europe. This is responsible for the area of high pressure way above normal heights. Look there across northern parts of the UK, stretching into Greenland, trough extending southeastwards through Iberia. Now, if we run that on for a few days, notice how as we get through towards next Tuesday, notice that the anomalies have shifted. They're now out towards the east. We've got a deeper trough here coming into the Atlantic, but it's what happens after that that becomes interesting. Watch what happens to the anomalies. Look how they build as we get into the period later on next week. Look, this is going into Thursday, into Friday, and then into Saturday. This is a build of pressure. This is a major flip in pattern that looks like it's going to be taking place, and the spaghetti models, this white line here showing the mean of those, building the ridge into us. Now it's going to be super critical as to exactly where this high pressure becomes situated. If it gets situated to the south of the UK, then that means we're going to be in southwesterly winds, probably staying fairly mild with rain affecting Western Scotland, Western Ireland at times. If it becomes situated towards the east of us, then that could mean much colder, frostier, normal conditions. And really at the moment I'm 50-50 between the two, but if I had to jump one way or the other, at the moment just it would be to cooler conditions. And as we knock it on, look, into next weekend and into the following week, look, the ridge is still there. The above normal heights are still there, although they do start to collapse as we get through into the beginning of December, although I'm not convinced that will take place. This may just be the phenomena of the model trying to take us back into a more westerly regime. So looking like there is this major change in pattern going to be taking place at some point during next week. And just wanted to show you a couple of other charts. Here's the NAO chart from Dr. Ryan Maury's site, and look, we dip into negative territory 26th, 27th next weekend. Negative NAO basically means higher pressure across Europe, cooler conditions in northeasterly winds. And if we take a look as well at the Arctic Oscillation, when it's in positive territory, that means we get strong westerly winds around the Arctic Circle, which means generally we get westerly winds across Europe, milder conditions. Negative takes us away from that into lighter westerly winds going around the Arctic Circle and generally cooler conditions, and you can see it kind of bumbles along near neutral there. So indications again backed up of this change that it looks like is going to be taking place. Okay, thanks for listening to my rant, and thanks for watching. Remember, this site generates revenue by the adverts you see around, so if you see an advert that you like, do click on it, go through to the advertiser. That generates revenue for us, and it keeps these forecasts free of charge. Thanks for watching, and keep the sun shining.